Hello and welcome to week 1 of Eason Island, your weekly updates on Rockets forward Tari Eason. Let's begin with a breakdown of his offense in preseason and the first 4 regular season games, stats courtesy of Synergy Sports. As you can see, spotted possessions make up the majority of his offense, and he has done very well converting those attempts, so let's take a look at some spotted possessions from his first 4 regular season games. Here, Giannis isn't respecting his jump shot, and he makes him pay for it. Eason shot very well on uncontested jump shots at LSU, scoring 1.364 points per possession, good for 83rd percentile. Eason drives by the tight contest from Roddy and gets the and one. At LSU, Eason was in the 79th percentile for finishing at the rim. As Portis gets caught watching the drive, Eason makes a heads-up play to relocate, giving KPJ a passing lane. Then on the hard closeout, Eason is able to snake his way to the rim. Eason shows a lot of patience on this drive, letting Markkanen rise up before rising up for the layup himself, reducing the contest. Now let's get to some of the tough moments he's had in spotted possession so far. We know his shot isn't going to be automatic at this point, and Holiday does a good job of forcing the miss. At LSU, Eason was only in the 34th percentile on guarded catch-and-shoot jumpers, scoring .821 points per possession, so when the defense does close out, I'd like to see him either keep the ball moving or try to create something off the bounce. I really like how the Rockets are exploring other methods for getting Eason looks rather than just as a pass off a drive like they do here, even if he doesn't convert the shot. Now let's move on to transition possessions, an area where Eason really excelled last year at LSU, scoring 1.339 points per possession, finishing in the 90th percentile. Over 20% of his possessions were in transition last year, and he has maintained that through the preseason and regular season so far this year. He has the ability to be an absolute freight train in the open court. I'd like to see him take a slightly better angle attacking Lopez here. He doesn't give himself many options coming in that shallow. With his strength, everything needs to be going towards the rim on this attempt. One of my favorite aspects of Eason's game is his nose for the ball when it comes to rebounds. He is constantly looking for opportunities for extra possessions on the offensive glass, and on the defensive boards he's an absolute menace, rebounding 23.7% of opponents' misses while he's on the court so far in 4 regular season games. Here he creates 3 extra points for the Rockets in a very crucial point in the game. Cuts to the basket is an area Eason has really struggled with so far with the Rockets, scoring only 0.4 points per possession. But at LSU, he was fairly efficient on cuts, finishing in the 53rd percentile, so it is an area I think we'll see some positive regression to the mean in. One area we haven't seen a ton of plays for Eason so far in is as the roll or pop man in the pick and roll, but he absolutely has a ton of potential there, particularly if we see a Bari and Tari frontcourt. Eason can even run the pick and roll himself occasionally, as he does here, finding Gordon in the corner who then drives in for the layup. Now let's get to the other side of the ball, where I think Eason can be a very valuable playmaker with his blocks and steals, as well as the already mentioned presence on the defensive glass. Here he is essentially playing free safety on the Horton-Tucker deep pass. I love how the Rockets are already giving him reps as the on-ball defender for opponent guards, something their backcourt size and length allows them the luxury of doing. Here, Eason does a good job of helping the helper as Bruno goes to contest the drive. Really high IQ shown here as Eason identifies that he is covering 2 Bucks players and then slides to strong side as Şengün finds his way back to the paint. Good initial effort on Ibaka, but then he does get the foul called on the second effort. Now, like all rookies, there are some hiccups in his defensive coverage that are fixable, like here as he overhelps and gives up the open 3 to Conchar. One wrong turn of the head here gives Lopez just enough room to pull and hit the open 3. On this pick and roll coverage, Eason has to meet Morant higher up to prevent the pull-up. Not a great effort here fighting for position or contesting on this Collins post-up. Giannis did get the better of Eason on a few plays, but I don't think we should be counting it too much against him given how talented of a player Giannis is. I do like how aggressive Eason was here, but he put himself slightly out of position, and Giannis is going to capitalize on that every time. Thank you for watching week 1 of Eason Island. Make sure to subscribe so you can catch next week's episode as well.